Alright, well, it's the end of January now, and I guess I have time to get this video out before the Oscars, because after the Oscars, then this year is really over with movies. But I'm gonna just make my list anyway, so... Wow. 2022 was a great year. And I mean, 2021, there were still a lot of great films, like Licorice Pizza, Nightmare Alley, but this year I felt like like we were getting a traditional year of movies. All around, there was, I felt like from the first half of the year we were getting great stuff, and that great stuff has gone onto my list. And you can tell how much I love this year because I've added up to 15 movies this year that I really loved. I can't really put them under as honorable mentions because I really loved them so much. So I'm gonna go right into it. So here are my top 15 films of 2022. Yeah, I know. It's a very bland story. The whole point of this movie is literally like Star Trek 4. It's not trees this time, it's whales. But besides that, it's a fun experience. And I don't really like the first Avatar, but I actually thought this movie was a lot better. Because he actually got the writers of the Planet of the Apes movies that Matt Reeves did. The characters are more improved. Even if you think Jake Sully's not in it that much, he feels like a more interesting, and Sam Worthington's acting has improved. It is funny, though, that I've never seen the first Avatar. I didn't even see it in IMAX. And I've got an Avatar poster that I swiped at my local Regal. So that's funny. But Avatar Way of the Water, it's just a terrific experience on the IMAX theater. And it's good to see, just for once in a while, I want a movie, a big spectacle movie that's not a superhero movie for once. Because the last 2 years, the big Christmas releases have been superhero films. Wonder Woman 1984, Spider-Man No Way Home. Not saying anything that those movies are bad, but I think I wanted something bigger, and that's not really part of a franchise. Because Avatar, all this movie has is just the original. And it's an improvement, it's a good sequel. I love seeing Stephen Lang back as the role of Quaritch. Sigourney Weaver playing young teen is weird, but the visuals of Underwater is so great, and I know you can obviously tell that we all know that James Cameron really loves the water. But at the end of the day, James Cameron just earns it. And yes, even though I didn't see Avatar in IMAX, I actually will go out of my way just to see Titanic in theaters. Already talked about this movie before in my Batman ranking, but yeah, this is just a good Batman movie, and it's just good to see something like a lot of this is stuff we have seen before, but in a way Matt Reeves makes it feel new. He gives us a new Batman. It feels fresh, and all these actors are great. Paul Dano, even though we don't see him that much as the Riddler, is a terrific Riddler. Colin Farrell is surprisingly great as the Penguin. Andy Serkis, though I still think he's a little too young for the role of Alfred. He's still really good. Zoe Kravitz is a good Catwoman. John Turturro, having him in the movie for a little bit, is awesome. It's just a really good Batman movie. It's the best superhero movie of the year because it's just nice to just see it walk into a superhero movie, and it's not connected to anything that's going on. It's not leading up to any big crossover movie. This is the first time since since the 90s where we just had Batman movies. Even though the Joel Schumacher movies were hinting at a Superman crossover, but still, it's nice to just go to a self-contained world of just Batman and Batman characters.
Pinocchio, a true story.
Hold on, there must be a mistake here. No, not that Pinocchio, not that Pinocchio. Definitely not that Pinocchio. All right, better. Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. So yeah, number 13 for me, it's Del Toro knocks it out of the park again with this terrific adaptation that I really loved. It's just a it's just a really good movie for kids and adults, for both people to enjoy. It has a lot of adult themes, and it's something that kids can enjoy. Ewan McGregor is a great cricket. Christoph Waltz, Tilda Swinton, Ron Perlman, Finn Wolfhard, Tim Blake Nelson, John Turturro, Kate Blanchett, who actually surprisingly plays a monkey, is really good. And I haven't even seen Tar, and I think this is her best performance of the year for her. And David Bradley as Geppetto is actually like a really odd choice, because David Bradley is not this big A-list actor. He's always appears. He's best known for the Hobbit, for the Harry Potter movies, and then like his roles in like his small stuff in the Cornetto trilogy. But overall, for a genre that gets criticized for having too much celebrity voices, this actually works. The celebrity voice talent is actually good. I think they all do an incredible job. And like I said, I like seeing a good adult kids film. And it's just a good take on the Pinocchio story. Stop motion is terrific. Stop motion is something that I wish we get more of. And I feel like it's been a while since like a stop motion film. What was it, like 2005 Wallace and Gromit movie? Feels like that's how long it's been since we've actually had it. But overall, I think it's just a terrific adaptation of this story, but not as good as Roberto Benigni film. If you think movies are unoriginal and uninspiring, then you gotta see Everything Everywhere All at Once. Because it feels like the first time since The Matrix where we actually get like a really good science fiction martial arts movie. The multiverse stuff feels very original and new, like stuff we haven't seen in this new era of just the craze of multiverse. A great comeback for Temple of Doom and Goonies actor. Jamie Lee Curtis is really funny. Michelle Yeoh is funny. This is just a really good comedy, martial arts, family drama, science fiction film. And it's something we really get. And I'm glad to actually see like when this came out, which I saw in theaters, like an actual indie film that got attention, and which hardly happens. So unlike Everything Everywhere All at Once, which got a lot of attention, Apollo 10.5 sadly did not. This is a really good movie. This is probably the film that I think was marketed horribly, because it made people think that this is a movie about a wacky adventure of a kid going to outer space before the actual Apollo 11 crew go. But really, it's just Richard Linklater telling another movie about life in the 1960s. And you know what? It's great. You just love listening to what Jack Black has to say about his childhood. You just love like just seeing how life was. You love the animation, it's just the detail of it all. And it's just a shame that the Oscars won't give this any nomination at all. And it's sad. But if you have the chance, if you have Netflix, this is a film that you really gotta check out, because it's a marvel to watch. And it's just kind of sad that no one cares about this movie at all. What's that? You didn't know George Miller made another movie this year? Well, he did. Between Fury Road and the Furiosa spinoff, he made this. And it's pretty great. It's just a movie about Idris Elba talking to Tilda Swinton about these just fables and stories. It's awesome. And no one went to see it. I feel very bad for this movie. It's just a fun movie to sit through. And you gotta watch it, guys. You gotta watch it.
So what's
The third film in a row that no one saw. This is another terrific film that no one watched. It's just unlike Glass Onion or Knives Out, those movies where it's like all about subverting our expectation. This movie is about just the love of the whodunit stuff. It's not meant to be taken serious. It's a comedy flat out, and it's really fun. The performances from Sam Rockwell, Saoirse Ronan, and Adrian Brody giving off maybe his best performance, and he's barely in it. It's really fun. It's a funny movie. All the comedy is great. The cinematography and how they film like 1950s London is really good. It's just, sadly, a film that no one saw in 2022. Look, even though I don't think this movie's as good as Knives Out, it's still a good mystery. I like seeing more. You get more of Daniel Craig because he feels slightly more of the main character, even though there's kind of like Knives Out, spoilers somewhat. There is still like another like minority that's kind of the lead of the film. But everyone is still great in this movie. Edward Norton, as always. Janelle Monáe, Dave Bautista, Kathryn Hahn, and Kate Hudson, who hardly is in movies, is really good in this movie. I love it so much. And it's good to just have like an original franchise. Have like an original like whodunit Sherlock Holmes like hero now. And I'm always going to be excited whenever like a new Knives Out film comes out. In a time where legacy sequels are not so good and kind of tiresome, we got some good films eventually, like the first 2018 Halloween film, Ghostbusters Afterlife, and then you get something like Top Gun Maverick, which is a really good movie because Tom Cruise actually knows how to make movies. It's good to just see a summer blockbuster that's basically not woke, have actual like fun characters, and it's an actual movie that has like a really good story about legacy and just aging, because it's a movie that where Tom Cruise actually acknowledges that he's actually getting old, and he must leave a legacy behind. And what's better than the first Top Gun is just the mission itself is a lot better. It's just a fun concept for a movie. It's him trying to teach a bunch of pilots to basically destroy a nuke in a base. And you just love all these characters. You could spend like more, like this could just be 3 hours of just people at a naval academy just hanging out, and it could just be terrific. Top Gun Maverick, it's a great summer blockbuster in an era where blockbusters are very, very rare. Why, Oscars? Why did you not consider this for foreign film? You motherfuckers. RRR, it might actually be the best action film since Mad Max Fury Road. And that's a load, but it really is. It is rare to see this cool shit in movies. It's just rare to see people fight like this today. We hardly get something this awesome from Hollywood. And we're pretty damn lucky that we got Top Gun this year from Hollywood. Because if Top Gun Maverick didn't come out in 2022, Hollywood would have been like disgraceful that we couldn't make something as awesome as this. But we made Top Gun Maverick, but still, we need more. We need to make more cool shit like this. It's just an awesome film about people fighting against the British government, trying to get like this girl out in the course of 3 hours. And the 3 hours actually works. It's a terrific 3 hours. It's worth it. We need more films like this. More original, epic movies. And it's rare to get something this awesome. So as we're going on to the top 5, we get into my favorite films of the year. My true favorites. So number 5, yes, Nope. I'm not big into Get Out. It's a good movie, but Nope is actually pretty fantastic. It's a film, it's an alien invasion movie about people trying to film an alien. And it's awesome. The visual effects and cinematography are great. Why the Oscars is not nominating this, even though Avatar will win, This not getting any big tech awards is a fucking shame, because the visual effects and cinematography are terrific. The acting from Kalula, Kiki Palmer, Stephen Yun, the cable, the not Best Buy guy, they're all fantastic, and it's rare for a blockbuster like this. This in 2022, even though it wasn't a year for blockbusters, we had stuff like Thor: Love and Thunder. But we had something cool like this in Top Gun Maverick, and it's just a really fun science fiction thriller about horses. Nope is fantastic. It brings you back to that 1970s creature feature Jaws, but with an alien. Go see Nope, and this is a film that you have to see in IMAX, so you might not enjoy it as much. Hot take. This might be the best war film since Saving Private Ryan. It might be. 1917, I know it got a lot of praise when it came out, but it was, when you rewatch it, it kind of doesn't really hold up as much. But All Quiet on the Western Front, the original film is still great, but this movie is still fantastic as well. The acting is great. The cinematography, this actually might be the best looking war film. And maybe even more brutal. But there's still probably, all war films today are brutal, but it really shows just the brutality of World War I. The down and dirty of the trenches. Just the brutality of, like, death. How it was. It's rare to get a great war film like this sometimes. And it's a shame no one saw it at first, but now with it getting Best Picture nomination, hopefully a lot of people can actually watch this, and maybe this will actually go on to be like one of the great war films, especially like German war films like Das Boot. This was a year definitely for like actor comebacks. Yeah, Kiwon, I'm not gonna say that. From the guy from Everywhere All at Once, and to now Brendan Fraser, who is coming back with this film, and now the next Martin Scorsese film, Killers of the Flower Moon, and he's really good in this movie. He definitely needs best actor over fucking Elvis. No disrespect to Austin Butler, but Brendan Fraser really needs this Oscar, because he gives a terrific performance. Everyone else gives a terrific performance. The nurse, his daughter, the kid from Iron Man 3 is in it. He's great. And Agatha from Minority Report is in it for like 5 minutes, and she's also really great. This is a really good actor film, and it's just a great story about a guy who's trying to reconnect with his daughter after making bad decisions, and it's a very like emotional film, and it can really connect to a lot of people who want to basically just reconnect with those before they die, and it's amazing. If this movie doesn't get Best Picture, the Oscars, I will know, is officially dead, and all they will do is pick movies that just star minorities. But this movie is terrific. It's rarely a movie just leaves me on the bed, because when I got back from the theater watching this movie, I came up here and I just laid down on my bed, not going to sleep, lights on, and I just laid there, and I'm like, you think to yourself, what did you watch? What did you just see? And that's rare for a movie to leave an impact on me. Because this is probably the deepest characters ever. All their motivations of why they are and what they're doing. Brendan Fraser, Brendan Gleeson is this guy who is fearing death, fearing the fact that he's done nothing relevant in his life, nothing that will make him stand out, because all he does is just shoot the shit with Colin Farrell at this bar. And It's a movie that really tackles depression in a really interesting way. And it's some of the deepest characters we've just ever seen. Martin McDonagh just writes one of the best original films of the year. It's really terrific. The cinematography is terrific of how they film Ireland, this island in Inisherin. And this is just some of the best acting in the year. I don't know if the SAGs happen. I don't really pay attention to award shows that much besides the Oscars. This, I think, deserves the award for best, ensemble cast. Because even, outside of the four main characters, the bartenders, the cop, the old, witch lady, are really good performances. It's the best performed film of the year. Martin McDonagh just needs his Oscar. So yeah, for my number one favorite film of the year, it has to go to Babylon. It's not perfect, but it's just a terrific film. Brad Pitt, Margot Robbie, everyone else gives a terrific performance. And it's just Damien Chazelle doing kind of just what Tarantino, Paul Thomas Anderson, Coen Brothers did with, Hollywood. They make a film about these characters, and you could tell they're invested in these characters. And I can't just say how much I love this. This was a film that I feel like was underappreciated by a lot of people. People didn't get it. And people need to see it and to ignore all the criticisms. Because the directing of how Damien Chazelle just portrays this era of Hollywood is just some of the best that has ever been seen. And like I said, the acting is just really great. Margot Robbie, I think, gives the best actress performance of the year. It's sad that she's not nominated. It's sad this film is just not nominated for any other things besides its tech awards. And it's a film that really dives into the transition of Hollywood from the silent era to the sound era to the modern age. And the film ends with, to me, what I kind of found is that film is a medium that is always evolving. But then at the same time, we can't forget about the people from the past. And it's the deepest film of the year. And it just has, again, some of the best performances and some of the funniest scenes ever. It's a really funny movie. And this might be Damien Chazelle's best film. So there you guys go. There's my favorite films of 2022. There's a lot of films I didn't see this year, such as Black Adam, Morbius, Tar, Elvis. After Sun, I know, is the biggest cry of all. But this is it. And I'm going to have to see those other movies that got nominated for the Best Picture. So I can make my Oscar video and complain about the Oscars. Thank you very much, guys, for watching this video. I will see you next time, and please subscribe.